I'm deeply uncomfortable, and I have to get out of this room as soon as possible.
Cuomo is more than twice her age. New York State Assembly Democrats called an emergency meeting this afternoon to discuss the bombshell report, calling Governor Cuomo, and we're quoting here, unfit for office. The Assembly's Judiciary Committee says it's going to move forward to impeach the governor. We heard earlier that they might have the votes to do it. Remember, just a year ago, Cuomo's COVID briefings were must-see TV news. Organizations fawned over him, had interviews that had some pretty nice softballs in them. He was fawned over as America's governor. Not anymore. For tonight's deep dive, we welcome in editor-in-chief of Mediaite, AIDEN McLaughlin. AIDEN, nice to see you. We're going to put up the picture of one of the interviews that Chris Cuomo did with Andrew Cuomo during COVID that you all covered extensively at Mediaite. The question would be this: are we going to see Chris Cuomo on TV in 22 minutes?
You know, that's a really good question. CNN has not commented on these new revelations for Andrew Cuomo. So I'm not entirely sure if we will actually see Chris Cuomo come out and do his show. I think the bigger question for CNN is, do they allow Chris Cuomo to comment on the new controversy surrounding his brother? You know, Chris Cuomo has had a conflict of interest rule where he has not been allowed to cover his brother, the governor of New York, since 2013. CNN waived that rule at the beginning of the pandemic so that Andrew Cuomo could appear on Chris Cuomo's show, which is a primetime show at 9 p.m. on CNN, to do these really chummy segments where they would discuss the pandemic in, at times, serious ways, but also in sort of brotherly ways that veered on, you know, infotainment. They waived that rule, and they had about 10 interviews with each other, and then reimposed that rule. And since Andrew Cuomo has faced scandals ranging from the nursing home scandal during the pandemic to this sexual harassment scandal, Chris Cuomo has not covered his brother on the air. And I think it's sort of glaring that CNN's most watched show, their 9 p.m. primetime show, is not allowed to touch, particularly today, what is the biggest story in America.
So I think also, it's not, he hasn't been allowed to cover his brother, but he's certainly been allowed to talk to his brother, which we know that he did over a long period of time, offering advice. And in this report, we learned that Chris Cuomo was even more involved in coaching his brother than we first understood. The question, I guess, going forward, forget for a second whether CNN's going to be okay with that, because they already have been. Why won't Chris Cuomo's advice work a second time of just wait this out and the media has a short attention span? I
mean, I think that will work out for at least Chris Cuomo. I don't get any sense that CNN is going to be taking action against him. When it was first revealed, it got reported by the Washington Post in May that Chris Cuomo had been part of this advisory team that was advising Andrew Cuomo on how to respond to these allegations of sexual harassment. And it was even reported that Chris Cuomo was telling Andrew to call it cancel culture and to basically dismiss these allegations that these women were making. CNN did nothing. They said that it was inappropriate for Chris Cuomo to have advised his brother in this sort of professional capacity. And they said that he would not be doing it anymore, but they declined to take disciplinary action against the 9 p.m. anchor. So it's not clear that CNN really is going to be taking any action now that it has turned out that the investigation has found out that these allegations are true. I can't imagine this changes the equation for them, aside from being a little bit more uncomfortable.
The original advice that Chris Cuomo was giving, in addition to saying it was cancel culture, was essentially wait it out because the media has such a short attention span. You all know that better than anybody because you cover all of us.
Yeah.
What comes to mind when you talk about a governor and a scandal, and history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes, would be the Ralph Northam scandal, which was whether or not Ralph Northam was wearing blackface. And we remember, of course, the picture that came out of Ralph Northam there on his yearbook from medical school, and there was a man dressed in a Klan outfit and then another man in blackface. And at one point, he couldn't remember whether he was in the picture or not. Then he said he wasn't in the picture. A bunch of people called on him to resign. And after 3 or 4 days, the story just went away. Is there any reason to think the story involving Andrew Cuomo is just going to kind of go away?
Well, I think we still have things to cover. What someone like Ralph Northam really proved with his scandal is that if you can deal with enough humiliation and just basically stick through it, the media will run out of stories to cover. You know, if there's no new updates, there's no new people calling for you to resign, there's no impeachment probe. you can actually stick around as governor if you have enough support from your political party. Andrew Cuomo still faces an impeachment investigation from the New York Assembly and a series of other ways that he can be held accountable. So I think the media is definitely going to be staying on this story. But I think he was definitely looking to Ralph Northam and even potentially Donald Trump before him to see how other politicians have pioneered this method of basically going out, talking to the media, saying that this is nonsense, that the allegations are false, and basically trying to weather it. And it's been proven to work in the past for politicians, provided they have enough of a lack of shame to be able to sort of grit their teeth and get through it. But I still think that we have enough instances of accountability coming up that the media is going to be really staying on this. And there may be other mechanisms to remove Andrew Cuomo from power, short of the media basically badgering him out of town.
Yeah, interesting. And we know you're going to be covering whether or not Chris Cuomo's on the air tonight in now 18 minutes on another channel. Mediaite.com is the website. Aiden McLaughlin there with the analysis. Thank you.
Thanks, Leland.
Good to see you. We're going to welcome in Kelly Hyman now. She worked on both campaign trails for President Barack Obama and is the author of Build Back Better, the first 100 days of the Biden administration and beyond. Kelly, great to see you. We heard the president today, and this was definitely a distraction at his news conference about, quote, COVID, and he even said, let's take